And we will be getting into game number 4 between Haijuk and KiwiMulletboy in this final of the lower bracket of the Red Cup. So this is a best of 7 and Haijuk is already in a 3-0 lead here. So this could potentially be the last game of the final here. We see Slavs versus Vietnamese, pretty open map with lots of gold and stone. But the problem will be here, the wood line for the players. We do see a good wood line over here, which probably neither player will be going towards. And we see that Haijuk has decent wood line here on the side here. Same for Kiwi, has a wood line which he can take over here. But it's so far away from their town center and so exposed. The boars close to the town center for Kiwi. And also for Haijuk, boars spawning extremely close to the town center here. Also started with a lot more resources than usual. As you can see, they started with 800 of everything. 800 food, gold and stone, it looks like. Or well, 700 gold, I would say. And I don't know if Kiwi has noticed this, because Haijuk, he immediately making lumber camp mill. Probably going to click up to the fuel age after he finishes loom and going for a barracks. Come on, pick up. Fuel age, yes, there we go. Fuel age already coming in. And what is Kiwi doing? Kiwi making a lumber camp here on 4 trees. And making the mill on an awkward spot, but he probably just noticed that it was extra resources and he wanted to get up to the fuel age as soon as possible. And he's going for a barracks and an extra house. Red here, Haijuk stealing some of the sheep from Kiwi, so he will get 5 extra sheep in compared to poor Kiwi over here. Okay, we're past 5 minutes of in-game time, so we don't see an extension being called in this tournament. Kiwi going everything on foods. Trying to get some of the lame sheeps back. He did get 1 back. And we see double ranges from the Slav player coming in. Double ranges and a blacksmith. So he's going for archers, and archers with this bad wood line. And oh no, no, what are you doing? Kiwi calling you GG, saying waste of time, GG. Probably a bit salty from how the game is going, but I still felt like he wasn't doing that bad. Villager account the same, he did lose 1 vill. Where did he lose a villager? Or at least he lost 1 unit. Maybe he lost a scout or something, I don't know. Probably a bit salty and a bit of a sad ending to this final here. Yeah, look at that, even the villager leads. Yeah, that's a bit sad, Which means that Haijuk will win 4-0. And I think in this final... Oh, it's actually 5-0. Oh. How come we didn't see that game? Oh well. Yeah, it's a bit sad, and especially because in this matchup I felt like the games weren't really too one-sided. Was a bugged wood line between my vills and resources. Oh yeah, kind of missed that. Like I was always a bit behind in the game, and you guys probably just started the game and you immediately called an extension. Yeah, that's probably why I missed it. So yeah, the games are over a lot sooner than I was expecting. So let's see what we're going to do now. Going to see if there are any high-level players online, but at this hour I don't think there are. Maybe a few. Chinese or Americans. Americans still are online probably. Was behind in every game. Yeah, I mean, I played versus him in the semifinals. He's a really good player. I think you also made some strange decision in the game with the 3 town center starts. Like all the castles you made on the right hand side, that was a really weird decision in my opinion, since like the 3 castles did the same as a 1 castle. Yeah, I said that during the set as well. He plays a lot of team games. He doesn't play any 1v1s. Oh well, maybe that's something that Hank will take in mind for the next tournament. I don't think that he was like sweeping too hard, because I still felt like in some of the games you had the chance to win. You just made some yeah, I'm not going to say bad decisions, but like awkward decisions. And of course I can understand, like if you lose the first games, it's really hard to keep performing at your best like in the extra games. I had the same thing with me. I Titanic in my first game, and after like the second game I got a really bad map generation. And the game after that I got a bad map generation as well, and let's see, trying to find some games to spectate here. We do have Spring in the lobby, waiting for an opponent to show up. So I'm going to keep an eye on that lobby. We do have Song Song, Vietnamese player, 2.2k, who's also looking for an opponent. So I'm going to keep looking at these 2 lobbies to see if any of them gets a game, and then we're going to cast some 2Ks playing. I think I'm going to stream for like 1-2 hours maybe. Who else do we have online? Yeah, not too many 2Ks online, of course, because at this point most of the Europeans are probably still sleeping, and we have some of the Americans online, which are online pretty late. I think isn't it like, well, depends where you're in America, but I think it's like night time for most of those people. Yeah, nobody seems to be joining here. Come on. It's not going to be too hard to find 1 game, right? Well, let's just go towards Recount versus Chip then. I'm not good at putting the first tower castle on it. The follow-ups are a problem. Yeah, I saw that. The follow-up, like your tower rush with the Koreans, if you had only walled in the towers. If you walled in the towers, it would have been so much better for you. Because then he wouldn't have been able to bear down the towers. Because you made a tower, you made a second tower in a decent location. Could have built it a bit closer maybe. But the problem was he always will rush down your towers because you didn't wall them in. If you walled in all your towers, I think that game would have gone way different. And in the game with the 3 town centers, like you made 3 castles at almost the same location, while neither of you had army. So the first castle was in a really good spot, but I felt like the second and third castle should have been maybe on the other side, or potentially more forwards. But yeah, let's get into some random 2K games. We have the Drakant versus Chip here. And Drakant being the melee already sent villager out to gather 10 gold, so he's going for a rush, I presume. And Chip here, I think we missed a start, so I am going to speed it up a bit, since, well, look at the maps. Berry, stone forwards, ooh, 2 golds forward, really awkward golds here for Chip. And second stone also a bit far away from his town center. So if Drakan goes for a really aggressive play, it could really work out for him. He has really awkward hills in the front of his base, has a stone in the back. More awkward hills, also 2 of his golds forward and another gold forward as well. And secondary gold number 3, I mean, in the back of his base. Or, wait, is this one? No, it can be. Is this the 3rd gold? And this, yeah, this is the extra gold, sorry. And this is the 3rd gold from Drakan's. And I thought he was going for a drush, but he's actually getting 3 on gold, so he's going for man-at-arms instead. And Chip, being the melee, using that faster uptime to go for a tower rush. Keep in mind his map is really, really awkward at home, so he needs to be aggressive as well. Yeah, look at those goals. But I mean, if he's adding in more militia, going for man-at-arms. 4 man-at-arms will do really nicely versus the forward villagers. Great reaction time here for Drakan with the counter tower, which is on top of the hill, and he is building it with more villagers. So his tower will go up. And actually Drakan is not going to stay defensive with the man-at-arms, he is going aggressive. And Chip has nothing to defend himself at home versus these men-at-arms. Only problem here is, like you can see, Chip is going to batter down the tower with the villagers, because Drakan cannot do the same thing. If Drakan tries to batter down this tower with the villagers, this tower, sorry, will attack his villagers. So this is a bit bad for him. He needs to run away, but at the same time he is going in with the man-at-arms. That one palisade wall was a bit low HP, but it's going to get repaired. So I think he should just keep pressuring these palisade walls. Like, what is blue going to do? Keep repairing? Look how fast that goes down. Going to see other tower coming up on the wood line here. Stone walling, and oh yeah, blue. He made a stone wall over here, and he tried to stone wall here, but he wasn't in time, and he's going to get put off of stone, which means that he cannot make any more towers. I think he has enough stone to make one more, maybe. Let's check. No, and oh no, he's going back. He's going back, and he's going to stonewall in his villagers. Oh no, Drakan. I would have left maybe one of the meek man-at-arms over there. I would have left that one low HP man-at-arms to protect the stone here, because now blue has access to stone again, and he can keep tower rushing into the base. Oh, he was also taking the forward stone, so maybe it's not too bad for him. Okay, now instead of attacking the stone walls, which are 900 HP, he's just attacking the mining camp. And blue having to run away again.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Chip here doing well. He's holding pretty nicely, because even though he's getting pushed off of the stone, like, he didn't really lose any villagers here. So Drakan's men-at-arms not doing too much. I mean, they're denying the stone, but Chip is taking the stone in the front, and Drakan's. Well, he does have the gold in the back, so his economy is looking decent as well. Villager count, he is 1 behind, but that shouldn't be too bad. Could maybe go an entire way around, but of course we comes around to the scouting. Scouting, Chip does know about the main gold here, does know about the wood line, does see about this gold over here, sees the stone, the berry, so he has a lot of scouting. Let's compare that to the scouting from the Kant. The Kant actually doesn't know too much of the base from Chip. He doesn't know anything on the left hand side here. which comes back to the fact that he lost his scout early on. Okay, so tower coming up here, 2 defensive towers here, and Trakand should use his man-at-arms to kill maybe 1 or 2 villagers over here, even though he will be fighting beneath the tower fire. He's going to throw away the man-at-arms, but he did stop this tower from going up. Unfortunately, there is already another tower on the wood line from Chip. Only good thing for him is he does have the hill advantage. But he's not firing on this tower, so his tower will go down as well. Going to speed it up a bit again, because this time it's just like not too much going to happen. Just tower here, repairing the tower, firing on the tower. Both players focusing on their economy. And now we see Trakand clicking up to the castle edge. Another tower coming up. I think interesting decision, but I think it's a great placement. Still harassing the gold a bit. And Snip actually going for this. Oh my god, look at the quick walls there on the tower, but not walling in the front of the tower, which means that Chip could just batter down if he wants to. Forward town center on the gold here. Quick walling in the villagers to protect him from the battle elephants. And now let's see how the battle elephants fare versus Chip, who is playing a bit more defensively. So Trakand is probably 1 TC aggression. Yes, 1 TC aggression from the count. 2 stables, battle elephants, and some forward siege to follow it up. Siege workshop, mangonel here on the hill to fire on the tower and the town center. And then battle elephants. So battle elephants early castle age are really strong. They can pick off villagers really early, but as soon as the monks come out, the battle elephants will have to run away because they will get converted, and you don't want to give your opponent the army of battle elephants. So Chip struggling a bit. He sent all his villagers into this wood line. He doesn't have any villagers on gold except for this one here, which he will lose if the game goes on like this. Trakand, react please. Trakand. Okay, now he's going to use the villagers to repair. And he's sending his battle elephants back, so battle elephants should be able to kill the villagers while the 2 mangonels take out the tower. Now monks out for Chip to try and convert some of these battle elephants. Monastery from Trakand. So Trakand is making a monastery of his own, so he can convert back the monks, the battle elephants that were converted by the monks. Chip. Keep looking at your monks. Yeah, there we go. Attacking the monks inside the tower. Good reaction there from Chip, seeing that Trakand was going for mangonel attack on the monks. So we saw a forward castle from Chip, not doing too much. I mean, this forward castle will give him the opportunity to take the forward gold if he needs to. And he's also making some karambits. No, actually only making 1 karambit warrior at this point. So I do favor Trakand here in this situation, even though he's only on 1 town center. Since he is pressuring, he's going to take out this town center, go deny the gold, which means that these 3 gold vials will be denied. Chip's only gold will be the front gold, the main gold from his opponent Trakand here. And Trakand still 1 town center, even though he's 1 town center, only 2 villagers behind, since he did a lot of damage with the battle elephants early on. Trakand now making a castle here on the hill on his own main gold. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Could have maybe built it 1 more tile to the front here. Good attack round on the karambits, killing 1 of them and lowering the HP. Didn't get a conversion off. Might lose another mangonel here. Yeah, this is what karambits are good for. Their cheap infantry units that also die pretty quickly, but you can still use them to snipe like monks and mangonels pretty cost efficiently. Welcome back, Midsock. Final already ended, so we're just casting some random 1v1 games here. See their count on the way to Imperial Age. It's really good for him, since in Imperial Age he can make a trebuchet and take down the castle from Chip here. Chip knows that the count is up, probably why he is selling the wood. Bought food. Actually bought 100 stone as well. So he's going to make a castle over here. So the castle will take out the tower and he will be able to take back his main goals. But Chip, look at his resources. No resources for Chip. No resources. 97 wood,
Yes.
30 food, and 100 gold. While his opponent is on the way to Imperial Age with still more resources than he is. So looking really, really good for the count here, even though the score lead is so close. Okay, nothing here that all these villagers can do. Maybe he can find the extra gold, and if he spots that, he will be so happy with it. Yeah, there we go. Just spotting the extra gold on the map here. Really lucky for him. Count is taking the second gold, which is really forward, but it's protected by the castle. This gold is really over-exaggerated, and he needs to take some villagers off of it. Did here trebuchet being created? Yeah, trebuchet being created. Needs to start attacking the castle. Come on. Attack the castle from Chip. Let's look at Chip's resources. Still only 100 food and 60 gold. Yeah, and his economy not looking too great. Let's see how many farmers he has. He has 16 farmers. 16 farmers for Chip compared to 13 farmers and 21 lumberjacks. That is from Trakant. So yeah, I'm going to stay on Chip's point of view just to keep track of the resource to see when he is able to click up to Imperial Age, but it's not looking too good for him. And he is going to lose the castle. He's making some karambits, probably to try and snipe the trebuchet, but yeah, not going to work out efficiently. Also, trebuchet on this castle as well. I don't know what Chip can do here to come back. He doesn't have the resource to go up to Imperial Age. He's lacking upgrades. He doesn't have the castle advantage. 1-to-1 castle, but this castle will go down to the trebuchet. Let's see, maybe if he can use his monks to get some conversions, but no, there we go. GG being called. And I think that was correct response here, because there was probably nothing he could do here. Quickly going to go through the achievements. Don't want to wait too long, because we want to